spooky readers. It is time for another book recommendation. I'm trying to do 3 a week, unless I read more that I feel like I really want to recommend. I'm outside. There's some air conditioning units that just turned on, so they're not super close by, but there's a lot of kids out here playing around, and also the lighting is not great. It was really nice out, but now it's kind of chilly, so I might need to grab a sweater. But the book I want to recommend today is called Bad Creek by Peyton June. This is another YA book. I have been reading, it seems like a lot of YA books. This one, I probably give it a 4. It's good enough that I'm recommending it, but it wasn't super great, but I still give it a 4. Sorry, I'm listening to my kid over there. This book has 3 different characters that we get each of their perspectives in. So we have Iris and Aiden, and his name is Daniel, but everybody calls him by his last name, Gum. So Iris's sister died the summer before, and they're all at this kind of like a Catskills type summer place the families go to, but this is in Michigan, and it's called Bad Creek. And these 3 friends and Iris's past sister have been very close since they were children, and every summer they grow up, at this place. Their parents also grew up coming to Bad Creek, and but her sister has died the year before while they were there. And so now we're kind of dealing with the aftermath of that and the feelings and how the groups kind of become disconnected. Some interesting things start happening. Gum starts seeing ghosts. Iris is sure that her sister drowned, and she's sure it's more than an accident. She thinks it could be murder. And then Aiden just really, he had been dating the sister, Glory. Oh no, an air conditioning unit. So he's really disconnected from the group, and he didn't even want to come back to Bad Creek, but his dad's like, hey, come on, let's do this. This is our annual tradition. We come in for the 4th of July every year. Again, I'm drinking a Pepsi Zero, of course, because we had a little pizza party tonight, so I'm still sipping on this. But I felt that this book could have been very creepy, and I just feel like it didn't get there. It didn't get to that point where it could have been completely creepy. I keep itching my nose because I feel like my nose is itchy. He was thinking about me. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Maybe shouldn't have done this outside. So yeah, okay. I felt like the creepiness factor just didn't quite land in terms of being super creepy. And also, I feel like the mystery just didn't. It wasn't fleshed out enough for me. I'm filming, don't come in my camera. You have her? Hi, sweet girl.
He's like pulling me down a hill.
Who wants to meet my ex? Anybody in the mood for a hunky half Lebanese? Why does she feel wet?
Oh, this grass is getting there might have been spilled juice or something like that.
What is he doing?
He's playing with Leo.
Okay.
Are you still filming?
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm giving a book recommendation.
Okay. Well, hello, folks.
He's available.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Whatever. Does she want to be out? Okay. Anyway. I felt like there was some predictable things that happened, especially when we get to the conclusion. And I also think that, like, even though, like, one of the characters is seeing ghosts and some other strange things are kind of happening. It just felt like this was more of a mystery than it really was a horror book. There goes 8. It felt like the book was trying to be two different things and just didn't know how to like make those two things mesh together. But it was good enough that it was entertaining enough that I kept reading it. I wasn't getting bored. Oh no, there's ours. But so I definitely think it's worth the read, and especially if you're not into the super creepy, this is another one that is probably good for you. It doesn't involve has some religious undertones, but it's, and even when we kind of find out what is going on, it feels very rushed at the end. But ultimately, I still think it's worth reading, even though there were some flaws with the book. And kind of one of the big, for me, when I'm reading something, I'm like, this plot doesn't fully make sense in this way. And one of those things was that it is happening in modern times. People do have cell phones. And yet when they like want to find information, they're like, oh, we got to go look at microfiche at the library. And then they're taking forever to find what they want. I'm like, you have a phone. You could have just Googled this. Like, this isn't completely working for me, especially when we're talking about teenagers. And by the way, like, I don't know, my kids, I have a 13-year-old, but like, do they even know how to use microfiche? Because like these 3 teenagers walk into an old library, like they've been using microfiche for years. Is that even a thing anymore? Anyway, I don't know. But ultimately, I think it was worth the read. If you want more of I think there's probably those elements of the cozy horror because it is happening in this small town, and we're at a kind of family, not campground, but because everybody's in a house, and they're people. It's like their summer house where they summer, but it is, I think, trying to lean more towards the creepy side of horror. I think this is kind of a mix of fantasy and horror. So again, if you want a lighter read, I would definitely check this out. I do still give it a 4 and do still think it's a solid story with solid characters. I just think it could have been better, and I would have maybe written things a little differently. But you want to say hi?
Hi.
Oh, that's you again.
No cute kid this time.
No, just the a-hole. Anyway, I keep getting distracted, but I wanted to get this done before I forget about the book. So anyway, yeah, check it out. I am actually right now trying to figure out what to read next. I think what I'm going to read. It's by Victor Lavalier, who I love. And it's not this book, but I believe it was 2 years ago, I read The Changeling. Fantastic. It is more fantasy, but it has some horror elements. Definitely check that out. And the miniseries on Apple TV, fantastic. In particular, there's one episode where the main character's mother, it's about her and her backstory, and the writing is brilliant, and the actor is, she's basically doing an hour-long monologue, and it's fantastic. It's brilliant. But that was really good. So I think the next book I'm planning to read is by that author as well. But I have a couple that I'm kind of in between right now. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying your spooky season, and hope these book recommendations are working out for people. Let me know your recommendations, and go find some fun Halloween activities to do this weekend.